Welcome back. Whew. Seems like it's been forever since at least I've been on the show, but it's me and Nick today hosting the Honolulu Blues podcast. We're ready to talk some primetime games, but it's gonna be a fun show. I honestly feel like I haven't done this in forever. It's like getting back on a mic, you know.
Yeah.
Ugh. So,
But like riding a bike, once you get going, just everything
exactly.
falls right into motion.
Exactly. But Nick, how have you been? It's been a minute since I've talked to you, but
It's great. Life's great. Life's great. Softball all the time. Boy, we hitting the homers all day, every day. Had a great Memorial Day weekend. I don't think we've even talked since then. Saw Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse and went to the beach and hung out with family and just a very great time all around. And sun has been shining here in Michigan, so
yeah.
it's been glorious to be outside. A little bit colder today, but nothing we couldn't handle. It has been lovely. What about you?
Yeah, speaking softball, baseball, just been getting to watch my girlfriend's little brother. He's on a little 9U softball travel team, and they're pretty good. The Heartland Eagles, and he
Shout out
just
Heartland
had
Eagles.
he had his first ever 3-hit game yesterday, and
Let's go.
won MVP bat. So he was feeling pretty good. So he's got a game tomorrow. So he's batting. It's crazy. I don't know if you ever heard of Game Changer, but like it's this app that tracks all these kids' stats and stuff, and you can literally watch them live. So I could like watch his game. If there was a game on right now, I just have to pull up the app and watch it, and it's just the dad streams. There's something which a team usually has, and so you can track all these stats. So I see his batting averages, hits, his RBIs, all this stuff. So he's right at 326 right now. So I'm trying to get him in the 400s, and he's slowly approaching.
That's so cool. I wish they had that for us. I always wondered what my stats were because I was dominant in Little League.
It's so cool.
Well, not Little League, but like, you know what I mean? Whatever. Yeah, Little League, I guess. Travel. Well, I mean, I guess, would you consider travel baseball still Little League? Like, yeah. Right? No?
Yeah.
I'm too old.
I don't know. It depends how, because I feel like you could be a travel team at like 9 or a travel team at like 15.
Well, I was thinking like 12, 13. Like,
Okay.
Would you consider that Little League baseball still?
Yeah. I think I would say like 14, 15 would be.
That's
like
when you stop. Okay.
like
Yeah, I wasn't playing that. Yeah. But at 12, 13, man, I was doing well. Whew, and now I'm in softball.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. But don't really want to talk baseball right now. Tigers have been a little
Tigers suck right now.
Yes,
you don't want to talk about them?
Bit depressing. It seems like we're back to our old ways, but we've been a team of, ups and downs. This is going to be a roller coaster. So we started off like 2-8 or something stupid. Then we had another bad streak, and it comes and goes. So as long as, Erod doesn't have like a blown finger, and we can get Shane Green?
Not Shane Green. We traded him to the Yankees. Google Edward Rodriguez.
Who's our stud hitter that's injured right now?
Oh, Riley Green.
Riley Green. Oh, there we go.
I thought you were talking about pitcher.
Like, Shane Green is not right.
No, Shane Green is not right.
I was close there. But anyways, yeah. So if we get those two guys back, we'll get back on track. But Lions talk.
Yeah.
There was a bit of news on JMO, I guess. Supposedly, this was hilarious. He was betting on a college game in a Lions hotel on the road. But since it was a Lions hotel, it's considered team facility. So it wasn't even, like he was in Ford Field or at the practice facility or wherever. He was literally like in the hotel, which is considered team facility. So it was just unfortunate, and I do think that it's like a rule that was out to get, it was bound to get someone, and I kind of I don't not fault Jameson Williams, but it's like it makes me feel a little bit better about like the whole situation. I'm like, okay, this guy's not a gambling addict. He's not, sneaking off during practice or something. It was, at a hotel on a road game, on a college football game. So
All right. So there's a lot to break down, especially with what you just said. Is he not a gambling addict? I don't know. Day after suspension, believe he was posting on Instagram Live or something live that he was at the boxing match.
Yeah, he was in Vegas. Yes.
I don't think we can rule out that he's not a gambling addict. Do I think that he's the only gambling addict? If he were, and I'm not even saying he is, that's a horrible way for me to phrase that. I'm sorry. But is he the only player betting in the NFL? No. God, no. They really went after him. They tried to lay the hammer down. They thought maybe the Kelvin Ridley suspension would do it. It didn't, and now they're hoping Jameson Williams suspension kind of just makes everyone else kind of not want to gamble. It's ridiculous how many articles now are coming out about what is happening. Like The Athletic came out with an article basically interviewing. They interviewed 5 guys. Or they asked 5 guys, 5 players, if they even knew about the rule that Jameson Williams was suspended for, which is gambling on non-football in a hotel that apparently is, your team hotel. 4 of the 5 said no. I have to assume, I know it's a small sample size, but I have to assume that shows a lot. And if you did 50 guys, I bet 40 wouldn't know. And if you did 100, I bet 80 wouldn't know. I think it's a fair ratio that 4 to 5, every 4 to 5 NFL players didn't know about this rule, and they buckled down on Jameson Williams. Very much seems like an NFL versus Detroit kind of thing, which we've battled year in and year out. But whatever. Jameson Williams now, because of this, is scorned on the NFL or on social media. Excuse me. He is loathed by some fans, hated and ripped on for everything he does. I tweeted out a note from an article that Jeff Risdon wrote, and it was just how Jameson Williams didn't run the route correctly, and Jared Goff overthrew him, and Goff threw his hands up in disgust and had a chat with Jameson Williams after, which is exactly what you do in this time. Like, this is what training camp and mini camp and OTAs are for, is to right those wrongs. But everyone took it as this hate-filled tweet towards Goff or Williams, mostly Jameson Williams, and that he was doing no right, and that we should already start labeling him bust. I saw from many people, what's happening right now is we're doing the same thing we did to Eric Ebron. Now, I'm not trying to compare the 2 guys, and Ebron never turned out to be very successful, but he did have a good year with the Colts one year. If we don't allow Jameson Williams to prove it on the field before we just to go and decide that he's a bust, he will not want to play here. He will not want to resign here. He will not be here when he really turns the corner of being like the best wide receiver in the NFL. And that's not what I want to happen. Everyone needs to give him a break. It's ridiculous that the NFL even went after him so hard. And let's just get ready for week 7 and enjoy the show when he comes, because he's going to be great.
Yeah, I like what you're saying there, Nick. I do feel like J-Mo's a type of guy where the fans could break him down, or the fans could just shoot him into stardom, where if he drops a deep bomb his first game back, he is going to hear boos. It will not be good.
If you might be right on that. A rain of boos. I hope that's not the case, but in Detroit it might be.
But, it's a type of thing where if that happens, that could get him really, and it's just if he doesn't pan out the rest of that game, then he has to sit on that for the whole week for the next week. And it's not like, other sports where you got a game, a couple days later where you can redeem yourself. He's got to go that full week of just thinking about that performance, right. The fans, booing him, whatever. So, but on the other side, if J-Mo burns it, catches an 80-yard touchdown, his second, third play back, the crowd will be the loudest. Granted, if it's at Ford Field, will be the loudest it has been all season. So it could go both ways.
We were both there for Jameson's touchdown catch, and we did hear how electric it got. Because yes, that was so much fun. You're right, 100%.
So
we wear our emotions on our sleeves. A lot of people say Philly's a worse place to the Lions fans wear our emotions on our sleeve. That is for darn sure. We just want to see victories, though.
So, talking wide receivers, with this Jameson Williams suspension, it's got Lions fans and maybe, coaches thinking, should we take a look at DeAndre Hopkins? He was recently cut. He can now sign to wherever he wants. And DraftKings, the recent update, they now have the Bills as the favorite, plus 200, so not a heavy favorite. Browns slightly behind at plus 250. And then the Lions in third at plus 380. So they've kind of been sitting around the plus 400-ish mark. Nick, is DeAndre Hopkins a guy you're looking to, give a decent, paycheck to keep him here or bring him here?
As I battle this spilled beer I have going on right next to my laptop, and
I wonder what you're doing.
I am trying to wipe beer off of my desk because I don't have a towel. I probably need to get one, but there's not a Julius here to deflect to, and me just run out. So we're stuck here. Okay. The question was, do I want DeAndre Hopkins? What was it? I'm so sorry. I really
DeAndre Hopkins. Yeah. Do you want him or not?
Line
for third.
Yes. I've said it 3,000 million times on this show. I don't understand why people don't want him. I have heard there's been an article put out that NFL execs say he's not the type of character that the Lions want. But here's the thing: is Randy Moss wasn't the type of character that Robert Kraft and Bill Belichick. You would have never thought those two would connect, and they worked out great. Sometimes you just need this, you need a good position for this player. He has had the worst quarterbacks ever, and Goff is a smart quarterback. He is on a team that would be successful with an offense that should be a top 2 offense in the entire NFL, if not the best offense in the NFL. Why would we not want DeAndre Hopkins? He wants 4 years. He wants 4 years. He wants 4 years. He wants 4 years. That's a lot of years. I wouldn't want him for that. So if it's mandatory that we have to give him a 4-year contract, can we get 2 years with the 2-year team option? Maybe. Probably not. So I'll reflect this question back to you, Adam. I do want him, but would you want him at 4 years? And if you do,
no, because 32. I think he's a 1 to 2 year type guy. We saw it with Julio. We kind of saw it with Calvin, where, once wide receivers, these big red zone threat wide receivers reach that 30-year mark, and I believe Hopkins is, 29 or 30. So he is up there. Honestly, I think he's 31, maybe
32, I believe.
Okay, so it's I think he turned 32 anyways. He's up there. So it wouldn't shock me to see him, go out there for 12 touchdowns. It wouldn't shock me to see him do what Julio Jones did with the Colts and the Titans, and whatever happened to him after he left the Falcons. He just kind of broke down and was a shell of himself. And DeAndre Hopkins, he got suspended for PEDs last year. I'm not too sure
if he got suspended for PEDs, but he ended up coming back. I'm trying to grab his stats from last year.
He came back very well, performed very well, and then had
right here. I got
a minor injury.
Yeah, he came back and put up 90, 100, 90, 90, 69, 74, 85, 92, 93, and then didn't play the last 2 games. In that 8-9 game stretch, targeted 10 plus times in every game but 2, caught 7 plus balls in every game but 3. I mean, he like I said, put up 80 yards and 85 yards or more in every game but 2. The dude is still there, and that was with Kyler Murray, who is not that good of a quarterback. He's just not. He's just not. With Goff, dude, with Ben Johnson,
man, what the Lions should do is just say, hey, look, we're going to give you a good, juicy contract this year. We got a shot. We have a legit shot to win the Super Bowl. It's no front runner, lock like the Chiefs and the Bills and, those teams, but we give you a shot for 1 year. If you don't like it, then you're a free agent next year. So run it back with the Chiefs next year. Let the Chiefs know, hey, if this doesn't work out, I'm going to be around next year. So it would be interesting if the Lions went that route, just kind of, gave them a $15 million 1 year, 12 guaranteed, $3 million in incentives. I wouldn't be opposed, especially with, just him. If he does fall off, it'll be towards the end of the season, knock on wood. He doesn't get injured, week 4, whatever, because we really need him the most those first 6 weeks. So we get him the first 6 weeks. And then whenever after that, it's kind of just a little bit extra. And hopefully, him and JMO could kind of just mesh well together. And yeah, I've heard those, rumors of him being like not a team player or not a locker room guy, but our team is just like, it's a different type of like team chemistry.
I don't think one person can come in and just disrupt the whole thing. I really don't. I think we're too much of a living organism that would just suck DeAndre Hopkins into the mold, into what we are bought into, because you're not going to play. We saw that with DeAndre Swift. I don't know if maybe it was whatever it was. Like, it doesn't matter who you are. If you're not it, you're not it. Jamal Williams will take your spot in a minute.
And then one thing that just popped in my head, man, Dan Campbell or Brad Holmes, if you guys are listening to this, you better make the pitch to DeAndre Hopkins of saying, how cool would it be for you to play in that first NFL game of the season against the Super Bowl champs, the Chiefs, and torch them on the Lions, and then you ignite this flame that's slowly burning and turn it into an explosion, which is what would happen if we got Hopkins and he goes out, helps the Lions beat the Chiefs, goes for like a touchdown and like 100 yards or something simple, man. He will blow up.
Here's the thing, though, is on paper, all this sounds great. And in Madden, it even sounds better. The thing is, Jared Goff takes about 9 weeks of a regular season to get in sync with a new wide receiver.
That's true.
And unfortunately, by then, it'll be JMO time.
But, I mean, as good as Amon-Ra is, he was still a rookie with Goff.
And didn't do anything until week 9.
Veteran Hall of Famer DeAndre Hopkins. It wouldn't shock me if day one he just
you would hope so. You would think so. You would think so. But I mean, and Hopkins came out with the quarterbacks they would want to play with, and Goff was nowhere near that list.
He said, okay, here's what I got to say, though. He said 4 players that had a J in their name. Jared Goff also has a J in his name. So he said Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Justin Herbert, Lamar Jackson.
Oh, my God.
And then Pat Mahomes was the only one.
Patrick James Mahomes.
Oh, my.
I'm just joking. I don't know. But wouldn't that be great?
Right. Never know.
I don't know. It could be. It sounds like that would be right, though, right? Old PJ Mahomes. Patrick James.
Speaking of PJ, that's my brother. Man, that's my brother's name, PJ Philip Joseph. So similar.
Yeah. Cheers.
While we're talking Chiefs, let's dive into these primetime games. As you guys know, the Lions, we got that first game of the NFL season getting the kickoff. It's going to be interesting. It's probably going to be a once in – who am I kidding? We're going to get it next year when we win the Super Bowl.
That's what I was just about to say. We're about to run it back next year. Yeah.
I know. But anyways, we have not seen any type of Lions primetime like this. We've seen our Thursday nights, our Monday nights, even our Thanksgiving specials, but nothing like opening the season. Every person that's been waiting for football. If you want your football, you got to go watch the Detroit Lions or – it's nothing for you. So, Nick, what are you going to be doing? I know it's a long way away, but September 7th, you got any plans or any visions?
No. And I won't be making any plans. I am not a guy to watch football with other people. I don't like it. I don't find it fun. I'm
kind of with
every
you.
once in a while, I have like a buddy over or two. I did a Super Bowl party last year, and it was the worst. It wasn't like, shout out to it was a great party and it was a great time and it was great food and it was like it's just not what I want. I want to sit at home by myself with my TV blasting and drinking as much as I can. With that, it's hard for me to have friends because I'm fucking tweeting all the time during it. I am tweeting the game and wearing my emotions on my sleeve. Per Lions fans is what we do. Because of that, I don't want to I've had friends over where like they just leave it and it's just like been super silent. Like we talk or like we'll talk and I won't tweet at all and I feel like we miss a lot of opportunities, or I'll tweet a bunch and I won't talk, and it's hard to do both because you're drinking and you're trying to video and you're trying to tweet and you're trying blah, 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 blah. You're trying to listen because a lot of the tweets are like stuff that the announcers say because they do a lot of good deep dives, which I just don't even know to look. So it's just so much going on. I don't really like talking to people. So my plan right now is to be at home. I'll have to work the next day, but I plan to drink a lot of beer and freaking watch the Lions smoke the freaking Chiefs.
It is going to be a fun
What
one.
about you?
I
What about you?
I
What do you
I just hope it's a shootout. I hope it's close.
Mm.
I wouldn't be opposed to like a Lions like 3-0 boringest game ever victory
Wow, that would
somehow.
be,
Could you imagine?
our defense would be a top 10 or
Oh,
top 2 defense.
so yeah, crazy scenario. Goff looks terrible. Offense looks terrible. We win the game
Mm.
9-3.
Mm.
Goff just like can't get it done, but the defense looks just stunning. What are your thoughts moving
Oh,
forward?
it's great. It's great, 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 great. Because God knows Jared Goff takes about 6-7 weeks to find his groove. But when he finds his groove, he finds it and he looks great.
Very
I'm all
true.
about it.
Also,
So
it's a road game as well. So
And so yeah, oh my god, and it's a road game. Like, what are we expecting? Jared Goff to go out there? We're expecting hopefully half a touchdown. That's all we can really expect from Goff on the road. So hopefully, like, if we can win 9-3, that just tells me that our defense is so stout, sound, physically perfect that we stopped the Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl team to 3 points. My God, I would be doing laps naked around the house until arrested because I would be a happy camper. And I'd do the next show in jail, and I'll be all right.
I agree with you. Yeah, if the Lions come out with any type of superb defense, an interception, any type of like, we didn't see that last year from any of them. If it's Hutch just like being dominant from the start to finish, if it's Chauncey Gardner-Johnson getting an interception, or if it's Kirby lighting up, whoever. There's so many guys, difference makers that can make a splash on the defense. So it will be fun. I'm happy that we are going from prime time to prime time. Everyone got a taste of what it's like to have everyone watching you, the lights on you. Last game of the week, I guess it's first game of whatever of this week. So it'll be fun because Lions. The Packers last year, of course. I don't know if that's what you're thinking about, Nick, but nonetheless, they got a taste of it. So it's not like, some of our young stars like Amon-Ra, who that was his first primetime game other than Thanksgiving, which don't really count. Hutch, all those guys, they know what it's like.
Thanksgiving. But I want to hijack this show real quick. I want to get back to why Thanksgiving games don't count. And then I also want to just continue to hear what you're saying, but I have to hijack this show.
I agree, though. They should count.
Right. I don't understand why they don't. Everyone's watching that game. Like, everyone's watching that game. That's what you do. Real quick, let's hijack this show and talk about this real quick. Let's get back to DeAndre Hopkins, okay? If it ain't broke, no need to bring in a guy demanding a ton of capital and target share when we are a top 5 offense last year, which we were. Plenty of weapons in the offense already. But let's really think about this. What is our weaponry at wide receiver? Like, what is it? It's Jameson Williams, who we saw take 1 reverse and 1 catch. That's it.
Amon-Ra on some tight ends.
Amon-Ra. We're gonna just Amon-Ra, right? Top 5, top 7, top 8 wide receiver in the entire NFL. Yes, that's amazing. But let's go after that. Jameson Williams. We all hope is great. He should be great. We saw him take two plays. Both were freaking awesome. But we don't know, and we don't have him for 6 games. After that, we have Josh Reynolds, Marvin Jones, Khalif Raymond, Antoine Green, Tom Kennedy, Sam Laporta, who is a rookie tight end. I don't care how good he looks. He is a rookie tight end. If you bet that he'll get over 650 yards this year, then please just give me the money you're about to bet because it's just not going to happen. Brock Wright, Shane Zylstra. I mean, what other tight ends we want to throw out there? That sounds like Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, right? Great backfield. How long do they last? Our wide receiving core is not that good. Like, it's just not that good. Adam, don't you agree that what is the? Well, I guess not. Do you agree? What do you think is the weakest position group on the Lions?
I still think it's linebacker, just because.
I think it's linebacker. After with Derek Barnes, the Derek Barnes articles that have been coming out of him showing in the mini camp.
I just
Jack Campbell, Rodrigo, Alex Anzalone. You think that's still the weakest position group?
It's
fair. I just wanted to remind everyone
for the first 6 weeks. I would have to say wide receiver, but for the full, if I'm tossing in
let's talk about
JMO
Cole. Yeah.
into the
Mm-hmm.
full year, which is kind of like a sticky situation. I think linebacker or wide receiver are
Okay.
pretty on par.
Okay. Well, that's fair then. That's another side of the argument. I personally think it's just wide receiver. I think tight end is also not great. And I think wide receiver. And I think Jared Goff needs good weapons. I think he needs great running backs, which we've provided for him. We've seen him do extremely well with the receivers that we have, right? We have a top offense last year. But those wide receivers didn't catch 18 touchdowns. Those tight ends did not catch 18 touchdowns. The reason we were one of the best offenses in the year is because we had a running back score 18 freaking touchdowns in the NFL, which is unheard of. It broke a record that Barry Sanders held. It's time that we realize that I just don't think I don't think our wide receiving core is really anything to be written home about. I think St. Brown is amazing, and I hope Jameson Williams is. But right now, the addition of DeAndre Hopkins is so big that I just like the it's Connor, great comment, but it really is like this is what I'm saying. Like top 5 offense last year. If it's not broke, don't fix it. No, dude, this offense is a tree. If it's not continuously growing, then that shit is dying. You cannot have the same last year and think that you're going to get the same results as you did last year. It's a whole new league. People will have a lot more film. It's going to be interesting. Go get DeAndre Hopkins. I'm sorry to hijack the show. Anyways, why are Thanksgiving games not prime time? And what were we going on to after Kansas City?
I love it. No, I love it. Interesting. I just got Ian Rappaport, DeAndre Hopkins update. Speaking of Hopkins,
sign with the Lions?
No, nothing. I would. My facial expression would give that away.
Okay.
It just says he's just talking about his first visit with the Titans, which was interesting how he took his first official visit with the Titans, which it leads me to believe that if he's going to visit with the Titans and consider the Titans, he should absolutely be considering the Lions because Ryan Tannehill,
and Will Levis, get out of here.
Yeah, or like Malik Will. No, they have no one there. And so also their defense, it's not like they have a stud elite defense like they kind of once did. I know they do have a couple Jeffrey Simmons stud linemen, but other than that, they're kind of just an average defense, average offense. And the Lions, I think, have the beat by far on offense and probably on defense too. But let's head to our next primetime game, another Thursday night football game. 4 weeks into the schedule, we are heading to Lambeau Field. This is going to be a tricky one. It could be the first, trap game, tough game for the Lions, whatever you want to call it. But it is in Lambeau, so it's no easy task. We aren't facing Rodgers, which is nice, but Jordan Love, we're going to have a better feel of how this game's going to go after we see him the first 3 weeks. If he is playing decent football, then yeah, I might be, a little more concerned than I once was. But if Jordan Love is playing how I believe he will be playing, then I'm going to feel pretty confident during this Thursday night game. But all in all, I think the Lions just need to play their game. We went into Lambeau last year, prime time, same thing essentially, and we got the job done. This game also,
I don't know if it's the same thing.
I don't know the flex rule. If it was it like games after week, some sort of week. But anyways, if this game does get flexed, because it could, if the Packers start off like 0-4 or something, the Lions are 2-1.
I don't think games can be flexed until after week 12.
That's what I thought it was, but I wasn't sure. Anyways, so the Lions are stuck in there. It doesn't matter. We're still going to get the dub. But, Nick, you talked about this being a tough game for the Lions and even had them losing in our early season breakdown. So give me some more thoughts on this game, and how do you think the Packers are going to take us down?
Realistically, this is us playing Jordan Love. We don't know what he's going to be, but the thought is that he's going to be somewhat successful and be a successor to Aaron Rodgers. We have a hard time taking down running quarterbacks. He's got some legs to him. I wouldn't consider him like Lamar Jackson by any means, but he's got some legs to him. Also, I think they're going to be ready for revenge more so than we are. This is a revenge game for Green Bay, and that's the only reason why I would predict them to win is because sometimes it's just even though we're the better team, we will finish with a better record. We will win our division. They will not. We might lose a game to them because they are very revengeful after what we did to them. And I bet Quay Walker, who got seen out of that game early on, is going to want a lot of revenge on Jared Goff. It is a quick turnaround game. It'll be on Thursday. Not a lot of time to prepare. That actually kind of benefits us because we have a better coaching staff than Green Bay. But ultimately, who knows? I'll definitely be rooting for a victory. I won't be going off of those. I had to give us some losses in that anyway. That is how they would win, or how Green Bay would win. But I mean, come on, Lions gonna go into Lambeau and win 38-6. I don't care what I said earlier.
Well,
you know what I mean?
You know who kind of dominates the Packers, or who has at least like
Kirby Joseph, Aiden Hutchinson, Jared Goff, Amon-Ra St. Brown,
David Montgomery. He's
Montgomery.
had at least
Cheers to that.
handful of 100-yard rushing games and multi-touchdown games, and he just like his performances against Green Bay have been very, very good. So David Montgomery, he's staying in the division. He is, a guy that obviously came from Chicago, is faced Green Bay twice a year like the Lions did. So hopefully he hates them as much as we do. And, we can kind of mend this, like the Lions. Well, I guess he does hate the Bears now, too. So I don't even know how I was getting at. But nonetheless,
he hates all division foes.
David Montgomery is going to be the big old X factor for that game. I know you're looking up the stats right now, Nick.
Last year, 15 attempts for 122 yards. Game 1, 2 targets, 2 receptions. Game 2, 14 for 61, but a touchdown and 4 receptions. Yeah.
Not bad. But
solid fantasy weeks.
After the Green Bay game, the Lions go on a bit, 4 weeks. I don't know why. Actually, no, we don't go on a bit of a hiatus. It seems like we have a primetime game, which we literally do every 4 weeks. So week 1, week 4, week 8, the Thanksgiving game, which I'm pretty sure is week 12 or 13 or right around that 4-week mark. Then week 17. So every 4 weeks,
month, baby.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like a one primetime game a month, which is like
it's great.
What
a lot of red zone watching. I'll be able to do, and I'm very happy about that.
About this one, but us fantasy guys, at week 17 when the Lions are playing the Cowboys on that Saturday game, we'll just get to watch the Lions, get it out of the way. It'll be championship weekend.
If I have anyone in the Lions, I'm gonna be watching that game with so much intent, not only on the Lions.
It's going to be, If
I draft Jahmyr Gibbs or David Montgomery or Amon-Ra St. Brown or whomever, but Jared Goff, I'm going to have so much riding on that freaking game. I don't know if I'll be able to watch it. I don't know if I like that. Just like that would stop my heart, maybe. Like that might do it. So I don't know.
It'll be a fun one too.
It's championship week
against the Cowboys, and it's like a day before. It's the Saturday.
Remind me not to draft CeeDee Lamb because God knows.
Oh, that's
Jerry
so
Jacobs in the
true.
seatbelt game gonna lock him down, baby. Lock him down. There we go, lock down. I want
CeeDee Lamb on my championship team. Sunday, you need CeeDee Lamb to get you like 8 points, and he goes out there for like 2 catches, 14 yards.
Oh,
you're like,
Jerry
why
Jacobs.
didn't I trust the seatbelt gang?
The seatbelt gang. Come on.
Oh, I love it. It's a good point, though. Good point. Don't draft any Cowboys players, although I do have Tony Pollard on a very important dynasty team.
Yeah, but he's not going to do good against the old 13% less body fat of Lim McNeil, is he, on week 6?
Yeah. Speaking, I know Lim McNeil, man. I think he could really be one of our
all the freaking credit for a Lim McNeil because, like, I don't even think I say his name right, but since last year, I have been saying this dude is a beast, and we didn't need like him and Bugs with Kaminsky and Pascal, like. I was saying last year, and I know you know it because we talked about it many a times. Our run defense got so freaking stout when Aleem just started playing like nose freaking football, like hard nose football. So I love him, and I love that he is the pride and joy of OTAs this year. It's great.
Yeah, absolutely. He's another player that's just been looking better and better. So this week 8 Raiders game, October 30th. Day before Halloween, so that will be a fun one. It's the first home primetime game for the Lions. The Raiders, it's interesting. They just got that news of Jimmy G, where he had foot surgery. I don't know what's going on with him. Failed a physical. They redid his contract. Yada yada yada. Might not have a quarterback. Trying to get Tom Brady to play. I don't think any of that's going to happen. I'm pretty sure it'll be Jimmy Garoppolo playing. There's a small chance, he does get re-injured or some sort of injury re-aggravates him. And it's just some random Teddy Bridgewater, Carson Wentz, whoever's available.
Brian Hoyer.
Yeah, see, like Brian Hoyer, that does not scare me. But I think this will be a good old-fashioned, like Detroit Lions, prime time, spanking. Point spread should be set at 7.5. I like the Lions to steamroll in this game. I believe it's a Monday Night Football game too as well. I think. Yep, Monday Night Football. So it's also a game, I don't know. If you want to go to Monday Night Football game, there's your chance. Definitely going to think about it.
In Vegas or in Detroit?
In Detroit. Devontae Adams, though, coming back to Ford Field. Would love to see Cam Sutton just annihilate him.
I do not want to see Brian Hoyer to Devontae Adams. Or, hold on, take a wild guess at who their third string quarterback is.
Aiden O'Connell. He was the rookie they drafted.
Yeah, well done. Well done. You know your guys. Aiden O'Connell. I don't care about these guys. Like, I just don't. And that Jimmy Garoppolo will not be healthy by week.
I know. Yeah.
9, 8. What did we say this was? 7?
Yeah, week 8.
He's not going to be healthy. So, no, I don't care about this. But it'll be great to go see a Monday night game dressed up in whatever freaking anything you want to wear because it's Halloween and you get to go watch a Lions 58-7 beatdown. It's going to be awesome.
I love it. Next up, we have the Thanksgiving Day game, which I'll count as a primetime game, which I don't know why they don't.
Why not?
Why they don't count.
Because it's at noon. Every single person is watching that game except for someone who might be cooking in the kitchen. It's a
primetime game. Like, that's the definition of it. So
the only game on television. It is Thursday night is primetime, but Thanksgiving noon isn't. Well, no, they got to battle the Macy's Day Parade. Nobody watching the damn parade.
The dumb thing now, they're gonna be like, I think it's the Jets and Dolphins or whoever got the primetime or the Black Friday game. They're that'll be a prime time. And it's like, okay, well, if Black Friday is going to be considered prime time, so is damn Thanksgiving Day games.
Does any game post 7 o'clock? Any game that starts after 7 o'clock is considered a prime time game. So it's ridiculous.
The Lions have a wonderful opportunity to just like straight up embarrass our biggest rivals who have just been like our daddies the last like 30 years, 40 years. I don't even know how long. The Packers have kind of owned the Lions for quite some time. The Rodgers and Favre eras, it was not pretty. And there were many, 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 many years where the Packers just did not lose to the Lions. They would stop them on Thanksgiving Day on national TV. The Lions play them twice on national TV. Both Thursday games, one at night, one in the day. We'll see how it goes. But embarrassing the Packers twice on national TV, kind of setting the tone, the precedent for the youngsters, letting them know that no, the Packers aren't a good team. It's the Lions that are dominant. It's the Lions, and they don't need to worry about that history. It's living right now. So I do think if the Lions could just dominate the Packers, that would be great. They're kind of clinging to that, Aaron Rodgers. If you do go look back in the history books, you do see all, tons of wins. But now the wins are slowly turning into lots of losses. So we're getting a little streak on our hands. And hopefully we can continue that throughout the season.
Yeah, I think the most telling thing about this is that we're not playing the Packers on Week 18, which is great. We get to see the Vikings on Week 18. Sure, see the Packers on Thanksgiving, get to embarrass them again. I don't remember the last time we played them, but I bet we won because we're awesome, and we always beat the Packers. So, yeah.
It's Week 18. How could you forget that one?
No. I'm saying last time we played them on Thanksgiving. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
When was the last time we played them on Thanksgiving? Was it when Mike McMahon won? Or almost won? I think he did win.
Son of a bitch, went the wrong way.
I don't know. It's a long thing. Our next primetime game is against the Cowboys, right? Yeah, against the Cowboys Saturday.
Yes, the Lions swept them last year, and there we go. So 2020, so 2019, Packers swept us 2020. Packers swept us 2020. We split 2022.
Oh.
Lions swept.
I'm just trying to figure out last time we played them on Thanksgiving.
That's too much work for me, my friend.
I thought that's what you were looking up this whole time.
No, I know this from past when we did the schedule first. When I tried to look up Thanksgiving Day games, like the only articles I could find were so dumb. Like they did not give me the like year by year Thanksgiving Day games. So I just kind of quit on that pretty fast. But heading into week 17, we play the Dallas Cowboys. We were just teasing that a bit. Don't take any Cowboys on your fantasy teams if you are diehard Lions players, Lions fans, because it could be a complicated championship Sunday for you. Anyways, the Lions, we've always had a tough time against the Cowboys. No Ezekiel Elliott, though, who always seems to find the end zone. But they got guys like Tony Pollard, CeeDee Lamb, who's going to go out for 3 catches, 16 yards, nothing special. But Dak, anytime I think of Dak Prescott, that comment just like rings in my head of him like saying, oh, I could go through the defense twice. I could read a book out there. I could shave. It was just like, it was one of those things that's like, that's not the Lions, man. Like, oh, I want to just shut you up so bad. I would love for someone to get a pick six, sack fumble, something big to end the game. Just a little like Dak Prescott trying to like roughing the passer. He hit, complaining. Oh, that would be just tears to my mouth, I guess, if that happened, because especially with the rivalry dating back to the playoffs, the flag pickup and all that nonsense. Anytime we play the Cowboys, I just want to beat them so bad. Hopefully Julius gets out to the game. Hopefully he can break that curse of going to every Cowboys versus Lions game that loses. So maybe he should stay at home, but no, I'm just kidding. Nick, I think all 3 of us had this game chalked up as a loss. What do we got to do to get a win?
Well, we just got to play smart. We were able to hang with the Cowboys most of the game last year, even though the scoreboard didn't really show it. We really gave it away at the very end. We are better than the Cowboys. We should have beat the Cowboys last year. Had we seen them in the playoffs, we would have beat them. I feel like this game became a loss for all of us because we all just had them winning every single game at some point, and we were like, we just can't have that. We got to find a game for them to lose. Because honestly, it's hard right now, and it's hard this year to describe how we could lose a game, because it honestly just seems like we could win any single game. We have a better quarterback. We have a better running game. We have a better offensive line. We have better coaching. We have a better defense, in my opinion. Wide receivers, I would probably give it to the Cowboys without Jameson, but Jameson will be here, so I would definitely take the Lions. There's no way we really lose this game. There's no way we lose any game this year. Probably going to go 17-0. So,
hey, that was my prediction. I tweeted that out the other day. 17-0, baby. But it does feel like, I don't think there's ever been maybe the Calvin Johnson Stafford era. I don't know, but they always had Rodgers, where it was like Rodgers could just destroy our season at any point. Now, no Rodgers, really no major threat in the NFC, and it feels like the Lions could beat any team. If it's NFC, AFC, if it's Pat Mahomes, if it's Jalen Hurts, whoever, I do think the Lions can, take on the best. So we're going to see it week 1. It's going to be an awesome matchup. Would be huge if the Lions could get this victory, but just even to put up a valiant effort. That's what I'm looking for.
Also, to answer our question earlier, last time the Lions played the Packers on Thanksgiving, 2013, and the Lions won 40-10.
Oh, okay.
10 years ago.
Interesting. Oh, interesting. I like that. History will definitely repeat itself. There could possibly be 2 more games that could be flexed into primetime games. One of which being week 15 against the Denver Broncos. If the Broncos, Sean Payton and Russell Wilson seem to be who they should have been, then, you're shaking your head, Nick, but...
No, what are we, in 2015
you got
right
Super Bowl quarterback, Super Bowl head coach.
Yeah, and from
good wide receivers, elite running back.
2015? What are we talking about?
It wouldn't
These guys are
shock
old
me.
and done. This is like... this is some skeletons trying to prove. This is like when Joe Gibbs came back to coach the Redskins, and it was just terrible with
I don't
whoever
know,
their
man.
quarterback was.
They
Like,
could be sneaky.
no, Javonte Williams isn't anything. They went and got
Oh, no.
Samaje P. Ryan. No, Javonte Williams, he tore his AC. What do you expect him to come back and
I'm
just
gonna have to
break
give
all
you
the tackles
another
like he did
lesson
last
on.
year?
He's gonna have an Adrian Peterson bounce back.
Oh my no!
year.
No one ever in the world has had an Adrian Peterson bounce back except for Adrian Peterson. He's the only one because he's an outlier. You can never expect that from any other running back. Like what running back?
Williams. Hold on, I want to look it up. It might. I hope it was 10 years ago. I know why we're talking Adrian Peterson, Javonte Williams talk. But anyways,
Adrian Peterson was a Lion.
That's also true.
So I mean, it you know,
it plays, yeah,
it plays, yeah, exactly. Javonte Williams is not going to be. If anything, he'll be good by like week 8, 9. But the way you're going to have to draft him, I mean, he's going right now in like 7th, 6th, 7th round. I don't know. It's gonna be a running back 3. I don't know. Give me David Montgomery instead. Who'd you rather have, David Montgomery or Javonte Williams?
Oh my gosh! Oh, Nicky. I don't even know.
DeAndre Hopkins signed with Detroit.
No, not that. Javonte Williams. I'm just getting back to my point, arguing all out of hand. But Adrian Peterson tore his ACL 2011, sat out 2012, came back 2013. Javonte Williams sat out the rest of the season of last year. He's going to bounce back 10 years later, 2023 season. He's going to win a lot of people fantasy championships. Could just be some biases in myself. But
did Adrian Peterson sit out a year?
That's what it said on the wiki.
I thought he tore his ACL in week 17, came back week 1 next season.
No, he sat out. Yeah, he sat out 2012.
Was that a sit out year or was he suspended? Was that for hitting his kid?
That's your okay. That could be both.
Okay, but he did sit out a year and then came back. Are you sure about that? I guess if you're saying it is. I was always under the impression that Adrian Peterson tore his ACL in like week 16 or 17 and then came back the next year and just put up 2K on a torn ACL leg, basically. And it's just like, who the fuck would ever do that? And Javonte Williams might be able to put up 2K next year, after a year after his ACL.
I don't know, man.
It's just like, I was listening to Stefania Bell, and she said it so clearly. They're going to rush him back. And they're going to make him do things that he shouldn't be doing, and he's going to try to break these tackles that he shouldn't be breaking, and he's going to break his ankle or break his knee again. I don't know. I'm avoiding Javonte Williams, but you have your SFB 13 invite, and I do not. So who am I to say?
Hey, we'll get you
Scott
one.
Fish, are you listening, Scott?
It's coming.
Scott!
But yeah, so we could get flexed into that Denver game, which I'll take another primetime game. I wouldn't mind it.
No, I'll take it for sure. But Denver's not going to hold up their end of the bargain, in my opinion.
They do play in a tough division. They got Chiefs and Chargers, 4 games, Raiders.
So, okay, let's put $1 on it. Going into week 15, do the Broncos have 8 wins or more? So that means they would have to be 8-5. Wait, we play in week 15, so 8-6. Oh no, because they'd have a bye week, so 8-5. Let's go 7. Are they 7-6 or better, or are they 6-7?
I think so.
I think they're 6-7 and worse. I'll take the dollar bet if you want to bet.
All right, dollar bet. Here we go.
Boom. On the show.
And then our other game that could be flexed, if the Vikings, they hold up their end of the bargain and play like, actual Vikings, then they'll be there week 18 to contend possibly for that NFC North title. It would be kind of a cool showdown, but I would absolutely take the Lions winning it in week 16, 17, whatever. So Vikings want to, roll over,
the week 18, down. Last game of the season to get in or not get in, or to win the division or not to win the division. We'll take that in week 12 when we're 11-0.
That would be cool. But
yeah.
All right, let's hold on. I was getting ready to wrap her up, but let's do a couple little awards.
Oh, it's a roller coaster. All right.
Okay, so this is an award I made up. It's the first year on the team award. This could be any type of player that they're playing their first year on the team. So rookie, free agent signing, trade, whoever. Any player that is making their first year debut on the Lions. Who do you think is going to stand out the most? There's lots of guys in mind. Cam Sutton, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, rookies, Jahmyr Gibbs, Montgomery. Who sticks out the most to you?
Right. So I think impactfully, I believe that answer is going to be Cam Sutton, but like media wide and stardom wise, it's going to be Jahmyr Gibbs. This guy's going to come in here and he is going to be so fast and electric and fun. And we're going to be like, David Montgomery, who? I don't even care about you. It will be Jahmyr Gibbs. And I don't know, man. I have this feeling that he is like, he's better than Bijan Robinson. And with a better offensive line, he will be a better fantasy running back. He will be so good. He's going to be so good. He's going to be probably a top 6 or 7 running back. But a big thing with rookie running backs lately is they don't last all season. We'll see what happens. What did Kenny Walker finish as last year? Because he did. Now he didn't start out hot. He had to wait for Penny to get hurt, but he came in. Any idea what he finished last year?
Just fancy wise?
Yeah. Like PPR league. What did Kenny Walker finish as? Because
Hold on.
If we can get anything like from Kenny Walker, that'd be great. But I think he's going to be even better. I think Kenny Walker was like a top 10 running back, and I think Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be a top 5 running back. I really, really, really do. He's going to
finish 18. So
okay, then all right, top 18, and I'll say Jahmyr Gibbs is a top 10 running back in fantasy. He's going to be our new guy MVP.
Walker also, I think Penny played like the first 6 weeks or whatever.
Yeah, he had to wait. He had to wait a minute.
Yeah.
He had to wait a minute.
Gibbs, granted, he'll probably be splitting a bit, but I think we're tossing him into the spotlight right game 1.
I agree.
We'll be running all sorts of
Kareem
plays
Hunt
around him.
Chiefs kind of thing is what I'm thinking.
One thing that popped into my head is, were him and J-Mo friends at all on the Alabama team?
I hope so. I hope both of them were, and Brian Branch. I hope all 3 of them were great friends.
Man, J-Mo and Gibbs on that same offense at the same time.
Yeah,
that's electric. Ben Johnson could have fun.
Yeah, but no, right? This was the only year Gibbs played at Alabama, and J-Mo was with Detroit. So
you're right.
Maybe they did talk, but I don't think they ever played with each other. They were in the locker room together.
Bummer.
But I like what you're thinking. Alabama ties.
Next, I guess the guy who I think first team impact, Marvin Jones. No, I'm just kidding.
I hope.
That would be crazy. I do think it will be Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. I just think he's going to be all over the field. I think he's going to be doing a lot of little, or maybe a little lot. Either way, he's just going to have stats in every category. If it's a fumble recovery, forced fumble, interception, pass deflection, sack, safety, touched, whatever, he's going to be all over, I think, the stat boxes. If it's, not him making the play, he's creating the play to be made. So Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, I think he's going to be working well back with Aaron Glenn, a guy he was familiar with, a coach that knows his style. So I think he's going to be able to be phenomenal for the Lions.
I love that. I love that answer. Lead
the
team in picks, I bet, this year.
Overall MVP, who's your early Lions MVP? That if we win the Super Bowl or make it far, who you think helped us get there the most?
I'm going to 86 Jared Goff out of this question.
I
agree. Probably Jared Goff. But I'm going to take him out of the equation. My MVP is going to be Aiden Hutchinson. I think Aiden Hutchinson will. Last year, Julius predicted him to break I think the rookie sack record, which he didn't get to. But I think this year it's not going to be sacks. And we saw it last year, and we're going to see even more this year. It's just going to be full on leadership, full on smart play after smart play, being highlighted by Joe Buck and Troy Aikman on certain games, and highlighted by all these different announcers that are going to give them the time of day. And they're going to pinpoint Aiden Hutchinson more times than anyone else. That is how you win MVP, because that is how you become a household name, is when Joe Buck and Troy Aikman decide to highlight you. That is how people start to recognize you. If they never talk about you and someone from Kansas City is watching this game, they don't know, and they'll never know. But if they're listening to Joe Buck repeatedly say, Aiden Hutchinson did this right, and this right, and that right, and this right, he will become a household name. And because we have so many primetime games, you're going to hear a lot of our players' names nationwide, a lot more than we did last year. And I think Hutchinson's going to lead that. So I think he would be my MVP over Goff. Not over. I'm sorry. After Goff.
I agree. And before I get into what I'm about to get to about my MVP, these primetime games, you're exactly right, Nick. A lot of the times when the Lions would appear on primetime, they'd be like, wow, this Kirby Joseph guy, he's a stud. And every
They wouldn't even
Lions
say his
fan like,
name right.
what are
They'd
you
be like,
talking about? We know this guy's a stud. Like, come
Right.
on. And it's just because, they weren't watching Lions games the entire season. But now
yeah, respectfully
we're
so.
week 1. Mike Tirico, Joe Buck, Troy, everyone. They're doing their homework right now. So the Lions are already on everyone's radar. It's going to be, everyone's going to know everyone's first and last name. There's going to be no mispronunciations, all that, good stuff that the Lions get. But you took the words right out of my mouth, and that was Aiden Hutchinson. I do think he is going to be a X factor right behind Jared Goff because obviously, quarterback is kind of the big difference maker. But on the opposite side, I think Hutch is going to be a sack master. I think he's going to be in that, Myles Garrett, TJ Watt, Joey Bosa, Nick Bosa contention. I don't think he'll end at the top, but I do think he will be in the high to mid-teens, like a 15 to 18 radius where we're like, oh, this dude, whole new level of real deal. So Hutch, I agree with the leadership too. I think he is an insane leader. And also I love like the trademark eye. Like that's just the thing that if Hutch takes off, you're going to see that eye black on tons of other players. And just know Aiden Hutchinson, he was the first one to do the one slash across the eye. So it's just going to be a big old snowball effect.
Doesn't it look like my microphone is on the microphone thing?
That's perfect.
I thought that was great. I had to move it. Anyways, yeah, agreed. Hutchinson, MVP. Whoop, whoop.
I was like, what is he doing over here? But yeah,
I had to move it, so it was like right on it because that's great.
All right. I think that should do it for today's episode,
Cheers.
folks. We are the Honolulu Blues podcast. Check us out on Spotify, YouTube, all that good stuff. Give us a like, subscribe, comment. Love all the good comments, good feedback.
Yes.
Appreciate all the comments during the show as well.
Yes.
Yes. I got my little Lions flag. You can check us out individually at Nick Faber NFL or Everyday FFB for myself. And coming to you shortly at the Honolulu Blues shop. No, I'm just kidding. Not at the Honolulu Blues shop. These are our new shirts. We just got a few made. If you do think they are badass and really, really, really want one, shoot us DM, and we'll hook you up or make something work. But as of now, they're pretty limited editions.
Pretty limited edition.
But
it could be worse
for now. So as always, boys and girls, go Lions, and we'll see y'all next week for